Wendell Steinhauer, NJEA President. I want to thank you for this opportunity to testify on behalf of the 200,000 members of the New Jersey Education Association. The members I represent are the men and women who work every day to make our public schools the best in the nation. They are the college students who are preparing to enter the teaching profession and educate coming generations of New Jersey's children. And they're the retired educators who dedicate their lives to serving the students of this state. Our membership is large and diverse. We are a cross-section of New Jersey. We are parents and taxpayers. We are coaches and scout troop leaders. We are community leaders and volunteers. We're your neighbors and your friends and your family members. And we live in every town and city in this state. We are New Jersey. But as diverse as we are, we have one thing in common. Every single one of us has paid every penny we owe to the pension system. We haven't missed a single payment. We haven't ever said, not this month, or wait until next year, or we'll figure it out later. No. We've done our part with every paycheck, every year, from our first day on the job in New Jersey public schools. But unfortunately, that's not a claim that any governor in the last 20 years can make, and despite the best efforts of some legislators, including some here right now, it's not a claim that any legislature can make either. Every year for 20 years, there's been some excuse, but there's never been a full payment, not once. And that's why we're here today. We must take the next step toward permanently solving a problem that has been 2 decades in the making. I don't think anyone needs me to go back over the detailed history of how we got to this point. But I do want to point out that this isn't the first time anyone has recognized or tried to fix this problem. It's been apparent for years, and we've worked for years to resolve it. And here's what we know. Promises don't fund the pension system. We've heard promise after promise from politician after politician, and the pension system is still in critical condition. Plans don't fund the pension system. We've seen plan after plan proposed, but the pension system is still in critical condition. Good intentions don't fund the pension system. We've worked with plenty of people who genuinely wanted to find a permanent solution, but despite their best efforts, the pension system is still in critical condition. Laws don't even fund the pension system. New Jersey passed a pension funding law 5 years ago that was supposed to fix this problem once and for all. But our governor doesn't believe that laws apply to him. He simply ignored the law he signed, and our pension system is still in critical condition. Courts don't fund the pension system. We've pursued case after case to enforce the state's promise and obligation to fund the pension. But the courts always point back to the legislature and the governor, saying it's up to you to do the right thing, and our pension system is still in critical condition. And shifting the blame and burden to our members doesn't fund the pension system. That same 2011 law forced our members to pay much higher contributions for greatly reduced pensions. It's forced them to pay thousands of dollars a year out of pocket for their health insurance. But despite the devastating impact it has had on our members, their pension system is still in critical condition. I ask you to remember all of that when you hear from the people who say, we don't need a constitutional amendment. Remember that history when people say they have a plan and that we should just trust the state to do the right thing eventually. Remember that when someone says the solution is for our members to pay more. Let me be blunt. We aren't interested in any more promises. We aren't interested in any more plans, and we aren't going to let our members keep bearing the whole burden of fixing a problem they had no part in creating. We must place this amendment on the ballot, and we must pass it in November. It's the only solution that'll work. It's the only solution that's strong enough to overcome 20 years of political failures and broken promises. It's the only solution that puts the state on a path toward real fiscal responsibility. You've tried everything else, and everything else has failed. It's time for a strong, smart solution that will work. I urge you to vote yes on this resolution. I urge you to work to get it passed. We can't put this off until next year. We can't put this off until next month. We can't put it off until tomorrow. We must do the right thing today. Please vote yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendell.